can see how the city life can get pretty addictive.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture right here. That's awesome. It's pretty awesome.
So as we get to know, let's talk about something else. But right here, to the front left, check out the dome on the top of this building here on the left. You see the first tier, 4 smaller temples called Cincinnati's. This is the jewelers building. It's up in Kingston and Chicago. Jewelers used to work here. They were trained in the loft and the work. So they built a car elevator into the basement where it used to go up about 25 stories. The car and elevator is still there today, no longer in use. Can't see it right now though. We're seeing it overhead. We do all that side of the bridge. 37 of these basketball bridges, basketball showing. You can see some. But everyone, the little lights just cut off. They get warmed up. And then here, you see here on the left, check it out once again. The dome at the top of this neoclassical beauty by Gavier and Dinkelberg, former home to the Stratosphere Lounge. Stratosphere Lounge, rumor with it is that Al Capone used to frequent it all the time. This is not true. So, the Stratosphere Lounge opened 5 years after Al Capone was already in prison. So, if you go on a tour and they tell you this information, call them out on it. I didn't believe it. But everyone, that is where at the end of Transformers 3 Dark Middle,
the sunset.
Take you for at least one more week. That's where that happens right there. But we just started here on the right hand side. Check out arguably the most popular buildings here in the city of Chicago. What you're seeing are the corn cobs of the Midwest, Marina City Towers. These are by Birch and Goldberg in the 60s. 2 60-story concrete stems with elevated cores surrounded by little pizza slice-shaped apartments. 1 slice of pizza is a studio, 2 slices is a 1-bedroom bath.
Wow.
We have 900 apartments for the pizza.
900.
The city within the city, if you do not have to leave where you live, if you got a boat, fill up the parking, if you have bad food, there are a variety of options here to do so. And then you got some meat, reusable grocery goods, so now, traffic and that used to be their own personal movie theater. They used to have a skating rink and so much more. But last but not least, those car parking decks back there. If you live here and you drive, you are not allowed to park in a vehicle. They have 24/7, 365 valet service. I want you to hear me when I say this. It is not because they are fancy. It is because they do not trust you to park your car without driving off the community. So, it's all purposes of allowing you alone. Right here, only time
There's the
people are
steps.
getting off on the structure, they can tell you the films, and these films can be here at the street. On the right, that's
Yeah, I
a
think
typical
so.
Chicago warehouse. You got people who need to be waved at, say hello. And everybody, this is the Reed Murdoch Center from 1914. This is what used to line a majority of this body of water that we are on. What you're seeing, 1914, George Nimmons, former grocery warehouse, now tenant and mixed use, home to the kitchen, Botanica, Whirlpool, and River Rose back here. You see where it says River Rose? There are 5 sections of bays and windows. Back there it says kitchen, there are 6. It was originally symmetrical, on each side, 6 bays, 6 sections, but they cut out a section, completely widening into the South Street Bridge, and it was called around it. Store happens to be the best example. It's called Chilton 2009. For the showrooms, that was originally made to consolidate all of the Marshall Field's warehouses into one structure. That, until 2008, that is a zip code, 60654. So it's almost 3 city blocks, massive structure. But, right now, look up, and look around. Look around you, everybody. This is Wolf Point. This is technically not where Chicago started, but it is where it took the shape of everything you see. Is Colorado right here, created as a town in 1834, city in 1837. Here you would have seen a tavern. Across the rivers, Wolf Point East, Salesforce Tower here in the middle, Pelham Clark Kelly, both of these, BLK Architects, the Miami and the Illinois tribes. They are the ones who use the word Chicago. These soon to be called Chicagoans went ahead and assumed when they heard them say this word that they were talking about this entire land. They were not talking about this land at all. What they were referring to along the Chicago riverbanks were wild, smelly, garlicky onions. So, everybody, Chicago translates to the smelly onion, the stinky onion, and the place of bad smells. Welcome to the place of bad smells. So, everyone, as you see on the right hand side, look at the fence line. See this double circle with the light shape right here? This is the logo of the city. We just came from Wolf Point. That represents Wolf Point, where the main branch, the north branch, and the south branch all converge. BLK Architects over here with Wolf Point West. 4 red stars, everybody. Stand for, first and foremost, Fort Dearborn. Second, the Great Chicago Fire. Third, the World's Fair of 1893.
There's a little house again.
Last, the World's Fair of 1933.
Wow. Yeah,
How many are the 4 red stars here in Wendell? There are the 4 F's. Fort, Fire, Fair. Fort, Fire, Fair. Here to the right, check out this big house over time. Here, getting a good view. But, right, everybody, on the right side of that. So, right here, you got 3 white stripes on that flag, representing the north, west, and south side. We do not have any south. That is Lake Michigan. So, everyone, Lake Michigan, absolute tragedy. We were given an opportunity to build a much better plan, thought out second city. We built our new city on the first one that burnt to the ground. Simple as that. That is why we call ourselves the second city. Simple as that. Not in any way because we were second to anyone in the country. So here to get back to their feet in order to rebuild. They were reeling, obviously, after this big tragedy. I want you to know they have a lot of help, though. Every major U.S. city you can imagine, whether it be large or small, sent Chicago aid. Even a small town in Scotland by the name of You see right here, this is the red sculpture below it, the Constellation by Santiago Calatrava. Then below that, this is 150 miles the other side. They got tired of digging. They resorted to dynamite. They blew open that lovely dam holding back all that lovely death water. And gravity took a hold, and thanks to the subcontinental divide, permanently reversed its flow forever and always. For everyone, that means all of said polluted death water is then making its way to the Des Plaines, the body of water that connected the Chicago River to. Along the Des Plaines,
Baby.
So, for everyone, they apologize to the descendant of Catherine O'Leary, and I want you to know I am wholeheartedly not making this up. They apologize to a descendant of J.G. McCall. They apologize to an actual cow. They said we're sorry for what we did to you great grandmother. So, everyone, all that for that. So, right here, thanks, sir. So, right here, as we continue on, we get into the theories as to what may have started the Great Chicago Fire. Let's get into it. It is believed by many that on that night, the boys were caught smoking. They got scared as they were caught. and they're gonna run away, lick their cigarettes, and keep on. I'll tell you. Hey everyone, you're gonna get a full-size basketball court. You're gonna get a full-size racquetball court. You're gonna get 3 gallons salt
tiki.
water cups.
Yeah.
And right here, I can tell singing your way is not being well received. So, right here, the cherry on top, the part that's gonna change your mind. Everyone, you are going to get a 25 person. 25 people in a jacuzzi. Oh, yeah. Right? You know what that is? Disgusting. That's disgusting. So, let's talk about something else.
So gross.
Hey, everyone. Guess right here. Right here, as we continue going on, we got below us, this is how we